Why is spellcasting so confusing? This is a question I get asked often as a dungeon master. You have your modifier, your spell attack modifier, and your save DC. Hopefully by the end of this, I can make this a bit more clear. Here's Sidri. He's a Kalashtar warlock. If you look at the spell page in D&D Beyond, we can get a better understanding of what is going on. For now, let's ignore the modifier as that's the most complicated one to understand. If you look at the spell attack, I have a +7, which you will use for your hit DC. This is when your DM asks to roll to hit. But luckily, it is your turn next with Gozeech.
I point my gun at his chest again and pull the trigger.
Alright, roll the hit for me.
I do want to say something real quick.
Does a 24 hit?
24 definitely hits.
Love that.
If you want to see the extended part of this video where I explain how I got to these numbers, check out my Patreon where I dive into the math of the video. It's only $1 a month and is a good way to directly support me. Now for the spell save DC. Anytime you force an enemy to make a saving throw, this is the number that they need to roll higher than to beat it. For example, Crown of Madness requires a Wisdom saving throw, or else the target will be charmed. Okay, now for the BBEG of the video. The modifier for Sidri is 4, and you may notice that it gets applied to his Eldritch Blast. However, if you look down at Lightning Lure, it isn't added. Wow, Doug, why is that? Thanks for asking. To best explain, let's look at a copy of Sidri. But, I changed one thing. If you look at Eldritch Blast now, there isn't an added modifier. Why is that? Well, under most circumstances, you don't add the modifier to spell damage rolls, but there is some exceptions, such as with Warlock. They naturally don't get a lot of spell slots, making them weaker than other spellcasters. So to counter that, they get something called Eldritch Invocations, which give you a plethora of choices to beef up your Warlock. And by choosing Agonizing Blast, I get to add my modifier. There are other classes that have similar options that get to add modifiers, but only with those subclasses chosen do you get to add your modifier to the damage you roll. I hope you learned something from this video, and if you want more videos where I explain how things work in D&D, just let me know and I'll be more than happy to make more. Feel free to check out my current campaign on the channel, The Cursed Crew's Tale, a story about adventurers who turn to pirates to try and fix a giant curse that destroyed everything they know and love.